It is time for another exciting episode of
How's the Market?
This is where I get you up to date of what's happening with our housing market for all of Brevard County and the Cocoa Beach area for the month of November. And here's what's going on. So we just wrapped up the end of November, and typically what happens this time of year is we start seeing inventory slowly starting to rise because sales are starting to hit the brakes. Well, this past November was the best November of closings that we've had for the county in the last 5 years. Something else that I'm seeing is our inventory. We hit our lowest point of inventory in May, and it did start creeping up after that. But September, we started coming back down again, and inventory is trending more down than up. And the effect of this decrease of inventory is still going to keep us in this very active seller market that we've been in for quite some time. As a friendly reminder, what a seller market is, anything 4 months supply or lower is considered a seller's market. 4 to 6 months is considered a balanced market, and anything over 6 months is considered a buyer's market, as you remind. And here's where things stand for Brevard County. Right now, our active inventory, we're at 1,216 is how we ended the month of November, selling 1,287 properties. Gives us just under a 1 month supply. The average sales price was just over $360,000. Median sales price of $305,000 with a list to sell ratio of 96%. Things are still selling pretty much at list price. Average days on market, just over 20 days for a property to sell, putting 684 of the homes selling or properties selling in less than 7 days, and well over 1,000 are selling in the first 30 days or less. November was another record month for over $1 million property sales with 36 homes. The highest price home was in Melbourne Beach, a $3 million oceanfront property on 1 acre. We had 73 homes selling for under $200,000. The best-selling city is still Palm Bay with 291 closings, and the best-selling zip code is the 32940 in the Vieira area with 104. Average year built was 1990, so our homes are 31 years old, with the average size being 1,722 square feet, and the average price per square foot just over $204. So that's your recap of what's happening here in Brevard County. As you can see, we're still in a very active market, definitely still a seller's market with under a 1 month supply of properties for sale. And I got a question for you. I've been doing these housing markets for some time, and I've been going over these same statistics pretty much month after month. And I was wondering, are there anything that I'm talking about that you might not be interested in and I can just kind of cross off the list? Or is there something in particular about our housing market stats that you'd like some more information and would like me to dive in deep? I'd love to hear back from you if you can give me some feedback below. And of course, likes are always appreciated too. Let's get on with this Cocoa Beach market and see what's happening with the condominiums. So the condo market here in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral, our active inventory has been hovering somewhere in the 60s for the last several months. So we have a wide range of condo prices here in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral. The low end, we have an efficiency at the Essex off of 520 for $104,000. All the way up to pre-construction for brand new, the surf project that's going on in downtown Cocoa Beach. That one is listed for $1.625 million. We ended the month of November with 66 active condos for sale, and we sold 44 properties for the month of November, giving us a 1.5 month supply of condos for sale. Average condo price just over $371,000. Median price of $330,000, which gives us an average price per square foot for condos at $277. Average days on market for condo sales, just over 27 days. We did have 9 condos in the under $200,000 category sell for the month of November. And we have a 3-way tie for the best-selling condominiums in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral, all selling 3 condos for the month. Royal Mansions had sales between $310,000 and $435,000. Villages of the Seaport, which is cranking out sales throughout the year, between $195,000 and $330,000. And Xanadu had between $480,000 to $1.6 million for their penthouse. And to give you an idea of just overall condo sales for Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral, those 44 that sold range from $125,000 at the Atlantic Gardens in Cape Canaveral all the way up to the $1.6 million that I just mentioned in the Xanadu. Let's start talking single family homes. So the rest of the county, looking at the entire Brevard County, we're blowing away last year's sales. Same thing in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral with the condo sales. What's a little different is what's happening with our single family homes. We're still having an outstanding year of home sales in Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral. We're just behind where things were at last year. 2020 was a much better, stronger year for home sales in Cocoa Beach than what we're seeing today. So year to date through the month of November, we've sold 161 homes for Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral total, which is averaging 14 per month. All of last year, we sold 200 homes, which was averaging 16 to 17 a month. So it's not a big difference, but it is a little bit of a difference from where we were at last year. So our active homes beachside, the price range is still pretty wide, still kind of high from what we're used to seeing from a few years ago. We had the lowest price one in Cape Canaveral and Jefferson for $418,000. And then we have Direct Ocean in South Cocoa Beach listed for $3.2 million. And in the month of November, we had 26 active homes for sale. We sold 12 homes for the month of November, putting us at 1 1/3 month's supply of properties for sale. Average sales price was $882,000 with the median sales price of $600,000. And the average price per square foot is $371. Average days on market, just over 39 days. And we only had one home sale for under $500,000, which is probably why the average price was so high. And we did have 4 home sales over $1 million. So that's the overview and update of what's happening with the county and also in Cocoa Beach. Now, I do get phone calls every day from folks. I'm talking to a lot of people that are considering selling, which I think is an excellent time to do with the way the market conditions are. I'm also talking with a lot of people that are buying. They're moving into the area or they're looking to finally stop being a renter to purchase. And I'm answering their questions every day too, which if you have questions, I'd be more than happy to help you. My number's right there and you can call me, text me, you can comment below, find me on social media, you know the routine. But what I'm hearing from a lot of the buyers, or I'm starting to hear more of, is they think this market's run its course and we're on the verge of a bubble that's gonna burst. You've seen the stats for the county. We've averaged a 1 month supply or less all year so far in 2021, where in the pre-COVID, before this market really got insane, we were at a 3 to 4 month supply, which is still very much a seller's market. What's it gonna take for us to get back to that 3 to 4 month supply? It's going to be either home sales absolutely stopping, which there is no sign of that happening anytime soon, or we just have a flood of new property coming on the market, which there's no signs of that happening either. So just looking at those key factors, I think this market's going to be around for a while until that inventory and sales kind of balances out and gets back to what we're used to seeing a 1.5 or 2 years ago. Something else that needs to change that hasn't happened yet is the new construction. It's hard to buy a new home right now. If you're looking in the Viera area, they are offering raffles for their new homes. They're releasing 4 or 5 home sites every couple weeks, and you put your name in the hat. For every one lot that they're raffling off, they have 10 to 12 people that are applying for it. They're putting their name in the hat. So at best, you have a 1 in 10 chance of getting new home out in Viera. Other home builders are also doing, they're listing their price. This is what we would list it for in a normal market. Bring me your highest and best offer. So until they get caught up with the demand and the supply chain is there for them to build a home in a reasonable time frame, it's predictable in 6 to 8 months, which we're not there yet, that's going to be another factor that we need to get through. Our interest rates have been exceptionally low, ridiculously low here over the last couple years, and we're starting to see a little creep up in the interest rates. If rates get over 4, which still isn't a bad interest rate, that'll have an effect on some of the buyer demand that's out there. The other factor that's going to have an impact of what's happening is insurance prices. They are going up 40 to 60% increases year over year for some coverages. If it's a newer home, your insurance, like the last 10 years, your insurance is still relatively affordable. You can probably find it for under $1,000 for most part of the county. But there's a lot of homes that were built that are over 30 years old that are being sold, and they have to have a good 4-point inspection in order to get a good insurance rate. You need to have a roof with at least 5 years left in it. You have to have a good electrical system. You have to have good plumbing. The hot water tank needs to be less than 10 years old. And also the HVAC, the air conditioner and heat, needs to be a newer system as well. Any of those factors, if they don't check the right box for the insurance company, you're going to be paying a higher premium for your rates. And that'll definitely have an impact of what's happening over the next 12 months with our real estate market. But they still haven't slowed things down. So that's my 2 cents of what's happening with our housing market here in Brevard County in the Cocoa Beach. What do you think about this information and what's your prediction of what's going to be happening here in 2022? I would love to hear from you. You could call me, you can text me, you can comment below. And if you stuck around this long in the video, you probably like the information that you're hearing. If you haven't done so already, you should consider hitting that subscribe button that's popping up. I'm also queuing up 2 more videos for you to watch next. My name's Larkin with Real Brokers. I appreciate you stopping by, and I look forward to you on the next video.